I am legally blind. I started losing my vision at the age 19. I didn't know this was going to happen, right? I was a very typical 19-year-old Delhi girl. Blindness feels like a very new thing. You don't know how you fit in, where you fit in. You don't know what to follow, what not to follow, where you can find your own, where you should rely on what's already out there. This is going to be about challenging a lot of norms, a lot of preconceived notions. Most disabled people are not born with their disability. Hello, everyone. My name is Sakshi Srivastav. I am a female, a millennial. I'm an Indian. I am currently living in the US, in Florida, born and brought up Delhiite. I am also legally blind. And over the years, professionally speaking, I helped form a non-profit startup. It's still running successfully. Currently, I am working on my second startup in the US. It's a technology startup. On a more personal note, I'm also a wife, a pet parent, a friend to some who think I'm the best person in the world. Um, I think, I hope. Okay. Yeah, my parents seem to like me. My siblings seem to like me. Okay, so I've done a lot. I am constantly doing a lot. I'm trying to do a lot. But one part, as you might have noticed, of that identity is my blindness. I am legally blind. I started losing my vision at the age 19. Apparently, I had lost some already before that age, but I didn't know because it was very peripheral. But at 19, it was very obvious. I am losing vision. Overnight, I woke up and things are really blurry. It was really scary. Since then, I've had episodes of vision loss. Every few years, I lose some more of it. It's a stretch of about a week or two. My vision deteriorates very, very quickly, and it just stops. At the end of that episode, it just stops where it is, never improves. Obviously, we've tried a lot of things. We don't know exactly what it is. None of the doctors do. So I don't know, obviously, but the fact remains, I'm losing a lot of vision. I have no vision in one eye and very, very little vision in the other. It's it's potentially only a matter of time that I lose that as well. So I am kind of reviewing myself as this new legally blind, visually impaired person since the age 19. And I still have a way to go. I'm still discovering myself, how to be, what to be. So, along that journey, I want to take you guys with me and share some insights along that whole topic of visual impairment. To condense my journey and learnings as a visually impaired person and all the things I want to learn, I am bringing to you a very limited series of 5 to 10 conversations, podcasts, monologues, whatever it can be. The idea is to help you get a sneak peek into the visual impairment space. It's all around us, but we still blissfully or unfortunately remain very unaware of it. And that is what I want to break through. I want to bridge that gap, help you understand very normal people. And we're all the same at the end of the day. And yeah, so that's what the podcast is going to be about 5 to 10 episodes, all about challenging stereotypes around visual impairment and blindness, not only outside of the community, which is as sighted people, how do we think of visually impaired people, as well as from within, as blind people ourselves, what are some pressures and stereotypes that we put on ourselves, which kind of hinder our growth as individuals. Who is it for? It's for two kind of people. One, uh, visually impaired people and associated people of visually impaired people who are new to this space and who are every day still discovering themselves, who kind of get annoyed with the stereotypes, who feel less good at being blind. I know I've struggled with that problem for the longest time. I always feel like, even today, a lot of times, I feel like I'm not a good enough blind person. I'm more nervous talking to a visually impaired person than I am to talk to a sighted friend from my childhood. And the more I think about it, in the last couple of years, I've realized that is absolutely normal and it's everybody's story. So if you resonate to that to some extent, blindness feels like a very new thing. You don't know how you fit in, where you fit in. You don't know what to follow, what not to follow, where you can find your own, where you should rely on what's already out there. I've got you. I'm going to cover all of those topics. I'm going to help you find yourself in these conversations so that you feel a little less alone. Also, it's for sighted folks who are at all interested in the space of disability, blindness, visual impairment, just general knowledge, and people who like knowing the other side and the reality of things, not just what we end up believing due to all of our conditioning and social norms. What can you expect from these conversations? You can expect a very general theme of pushing back. This is going to be about challenging a lot of norms, a lot of preconceived notions. It's going to be about how you see us, how we see ourselves. I'm going to challenge all of those thought processes and get a little uncomfortable with others, primarily because I want to get uncomfortable with myself as well, because the only growth is beyond discomfort, right? So, I'm going to address all those very awkward questions, those awkward thoughts and feelings, and which we think we are thinking but we shouldn't be thinking. Oh, all that stuff, all the good juicy stuff. That's going to be the general theme of all of these conversations. Of course, along with that, you're going to get to meet a lot of really cool people who are doing fantastic work out there. Not only visually impaired people, but also people associated with visually impaired people, so that you can get a glimpse of how some sighted folks who are really close to a visually impaired person or a blind person actually experiences it, instead of looking at it from like a very outside perspective with very small percentage of reality into it. Another thing you can expect, as I kind of touched upon earlier, you can expect to find yourself in this. Not, if not in what people are doing and how people are thinking, then just in the fact that we are all so different from each other. I'm gonna make sure that you see how I am different from these other visually impaired people, how they are different from each other, how we think we are not the same. It's not a monolith. It's not like one whole community with the exact brain and exact thought process. No, we laugh, we think, we play, we work, we love. Everything is different. And yet, in that uniqueness, we are all the same. And that is what I'm going to bring out. It's going to be really exciting. I know I'm super excited about it. If you're a friend, if you know me, I really want you to watch it because it will help me uh, work and play and have a better relationship with you. And if you don't know me, get to know me, get to know me, get to know all these fantastic people I'm going to be talking to. I have so much content, I have so much thoughts and experiences to share with you, and I promise you, you're going to enjoy yourself. To wrap up this intro, let me give you one quick insight into the disability space. Most disabled people are not born with their disability. Most of us, in fact, some think tanks think it's above 80%. Above 80% of disabled people, 1.2 billion disabled people in this on this earth, actually are not born with it. It happens to us at a later stage in life. It could be due to a medical condition, a unfortunate accident, or simply old age, which is happening to every single one of us, believe it or not. So it's not something, I'm sorry, but it's a temporary status. If you think you're completely able bodied, it's a very temporary status. If you think you're a completely able bodied person and you have nothing to do with disability, I'm sorry to burst your bubble. Let's get uncomfortable again. It's temporary. There's a good chance you will be associated with disability or potentially experience it yourself. So let's open our minds. Let's be curious about it. Don't be offended. It's not such a big deal. It's still a very good life. Just open up your minds. Work with me on this. Sit in, listen to us. You'll get to know it's a very chill space on the other side. There is such, the pressure is reduced by so much. And for the rest of the pressure and expectations, I'm going to try and alleviate those as well. All right. So, since most of us are not born with our disability, we are exactly like you until the day we lose one of our abilities. Again, think about it. For example, myself, my first vision loss episode happened over a period of 2 weeks. Now, before 2 weeks, I didn't know this was going to happen, right? I was a very typical 19-year-old Delhi girl with very little awareness, very little exposure, my very first year in college, and suddenly I'm losing vision. I'm visually impaired now overnight. Do you think that changes me as an individual? No, it doesn't. Because like I said, I've been thinking, playing, working, studying, everything just like you, which means it's only our experiences which condition us over time. And what also conditions us is the stereotypes that we hold within us while we are pushed onto that journey, right? Something that we cannot control, but we got to survive it. We want to thrive. We don't want to give up. We are young and we have all this brain and ability and ambitions. We still want to do it. But we are this new person with new abilities or lack of abilities, limitations that we were not trained for before we got to that point, which is again 60% of blind people um, actually acquire it around the after the age of 50, which means we are really set in our sighted ways and general social ways before we have to live on the other side, which means we are very much alike. There is no difference. The only difference is who is able to kind of adapt, who is resilient, and who is not. I mean, all of us are. We will all survive it, I'm sure. Some of us like to push boundaries. That's great. Some of us want to find our um, place where we can just be ourselves and not push boundaries and be comfortable. And that is fantastic too. We all have our positions. It all starts even before we are visually impaired. Everything impacts how we are after we are visually impaired. There's always time to reinvent, of course, but essentially, at the end of the day, it's all about the brain. It's not about the eyes, it's not about the hands, ears, mouth. You could be losing any ability. As long as your thought processes are on the right track, they are positive, you can get through and you can help others get through, and you can find out how some brilliant people are currently getting through it, right? By breaking stereotypes. We are not following into the same patterns, we are not following into the same blocks, we are building our own, and that is what you're going to find out. So stay tuned, and I'll see you on the other side.